So I was in the midst of making a lore video and a new article has been posted on Bungie.net, the new path for Bungie, where Bungie has eliminated 220 jobs and 17% of the company. Big changes are coming for the future of the company's projects, including Destiny 2, a new Incubation project, and Marathon, and some pretty big positions have been cut, like Destiny 2's senior narrative lead. So today let's discuss this article. So this seems to be from Pete Parsons. It says, "This morning I'm sharing with all of you some of the most difficult changes we've ever had to make as a studio. Due to rising costs of development and industry shifts as well as enduring economic conditions, it has become clear that we need to make substantial changes for our cost structure and focus development efforts entirely on Destiny and Marathon. That means beginning today, 220 of our roles will be eliminated, representing roughly 17% of our studio's workforce. These actions will affect every level of the company, including most of our executive and senior leader roles. Today is a difficult and painful day, especially for our departing colleagues, all of which have made important and valuable contributions to Bungie. Our goal is to support them with the utmost care and respect. For everyone affected by this job reduction, we will be offering a generous exit package including severance, bonus, and health coverage. I realize all of this is hard news, especially following the success we have seen with the final shape. But as we've navigated the broader economic realities over the last year, and after exhausting all other mitigation options, this has become a necessary decision to refocus our studio and our business with more realistic goals and viable financials. We are committing 2 other major changes today that we believe will support our focus, leverage Sony's strengths, and create new opportunities for Bungie talent. First, we are deepening our integration with Sony Interactive Entertainment, working to integrate 155 of our roles, roughly 12%, into Sony Interactive over the next few quarters. Sony has worked tirelessly with us to identify roles for as many as our people as possible, enabling us together to save a great deal of talent that would otherwise have been affected by the reduction in force. Second, we are working with PlayStation Studios leadership to spin out one of our Incubation projects, an action game set in a brand new science fantasy universe, to form a new studio within PlayStation Studios to continue its promising development. This will be a time of tremendous change for our studio. Let's unpack how we ended up in this position. It's important to understand how we got here. For over 5 years, it has been our goal to ship games in 3 enduring global franchises. To realize that ambition, we set up several incubation projects, each seated with senior development leaders from our existing teams. We eventually realized that this model stretched our talent too thin too quickly. It also forced our studio support structures to scale to a larger level than we could realistically support, given our 2 primary projects in development, Destiny and Marathon. Additionally, in 2023, our rapid expansion ran headlong into a broad economic slowdown, a sharp downturn in the games industry. Our quality miss with Destiny 2 Lightfall, and the need to give both the final shape and Marathon the time needed to ensure both projects deliver at the quality our players expect and deserve. We were overly ambitious, our financial safety margins were subsequently exceeded, and we began running in the red. After this new trajectory became clear, we knew that we had to change our course and speed, and we did everything we could do to avoid today's outcome. Even with exhaustive efforts undertaken across our leadership and product teams to resolve our financial challenges, these steps were simply not enough. As a result, today we must say goodbye to incredible talent, colleagues, and friends. This will be a challenging time at Bungie, and we'll need to help our team navigate these changes in the weeks and months ahead. This will be a hard week, and we know that our team will need time to process, to ask questions, and to absorb this news. Today and over the next several weeks, we will host team meetings and town halls, team breakout sessions, and private individual sessions to ensure we are keeping our communication open and transparent. Bungie will continue to make great games. We still have over 850 team members building Destiny and Marathon, and we will continue to build amazing experiences that exceed our players' expectations. There will be time to talk about our goals and projects, but today is not that day. Today our focus is on supporting our people. Pete. So wow, this was definitely pretty crazy. Like I said, I was making a lore video on the stuff that released yesterday, and then this just dropped out of nowhere. Bungie cutting 220 of their roles, 17% of the studio's workforce. This is incredibly sad to see, especially after what happened in the fall, the layoffs back then. And even after the success of the final shape, most people seem to enjoy it. I'm not sure if the player numbers are still currently there like they were a month ago, but you kinda gotta expect that from a giant release. The big things to take away here is that Sony Interactive Entertainment is being more integrated into Bungie. Or rather the other way around, Bungie's becoming more involved within Sony's projects. Sony is kind of taking over some things. A big part of the issues here seemed to be that Bungie was handling too many projects at once, creating these incubation projects in the background. They had Destiny going for many years, they decided to work on Marathon, and then had a couple of other things going on in the background. Things they couldn't handle, things they were too ambitious about, and that came to bite them in the end. So it seems some of those things are being handed off to Sony, let other studios develop those, while Bungie focuses now on Destiny and Marathon. Destiny is the project that's kept the studio going for the last 10 years, so they have to continue it until Marathon releases. And at that point, they have to hope Marathon is well received. If that's not, then it's out the window. Back when we seen those other layoffs around October, there was all this chatter and talk that Sony might take over at some point, and that seems like it's finally happening now. Might be a little late, I'm just speculating on all of this, of course. But it really does wonder what Bungie was thinking back then when starting all of these projects. Do they think they can handle all of this? Clearly they see that they can't now, and they drove themselves into the ground in some aspects, the leadership at least, not the hard-working developers. But let me know what you're all thinking in the comments down below. They say Bungie will continue to make great games. They still have a bunch of team members working on Destiny and Marathon, but things are definitely going to change. I definitely feel sorry for all these developers that were thrown into this situation that Bungie couldn't handle themselves, but we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of it. Destiny-wise, we cover Destiny on this channel. I'm sure they have content planned, at least for a little bit. We have Act 3 of Episode Echoes, and Episode 2 and 3. I'm not sure how far along those are into development, but I'm sure they'll give us some updates over the next couple of months. Anyway, Guardian, just wanted to bring you this news, some sad news today, a new path for Bungie and a new path for Destiny, and I guess we'll see where this goes from here. If you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and videos like this, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.